Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and here is a weekly vlog. So on Sunday, I went to church. Kept Sunday very light because I had to work early the next morning. So for those of you that don't know, I actually work part-time at Nordstrom's while I also work my business because I'm no longer in the space of teaching at a beauty school. So once I left, it was time for me to pick up the dogs and take them over to Banfield Pet Hospital because they had an appointment. Got them checked in, waited for the nurse to come and get them, and left them so that I can run the rest of my errands. Fortunately for me, Publix is right next door to the hospital, and I also had to go to the nail supply store and pick up some supplies that I needed. I actually ran to two different nail supply stores because each nail supply store typically will have different products that I'll need. So my husband was able to pick the dogs up after their appointment, and I headed off to my suite where I did have a afternoon customer that did a hard gel refill, and she also did a gel pedicure. Went home, cooked, and got ready for Tuesday. And then here's Tuesday. So Tuesday was a 2-client nail day. One was in the suite, and then after that was a mani-pedi. And then after I left, I actually had to go to a house call out in Fort Lauderdale where I had one of my male customers who does a gel, mani, and pedi. We try to be consistent with his appointments, but guys, they normally are like all over the place. But it's been a few weeks since I saw him, so we were catching up and watching Harlem Nights in the background. It's one of my favorite movies, actually. So did him. By the time I got to him, it was like 5:30. When I finished, it was more like 8 o'clock. We had to stop because he had to leave, so it definitely pushed me behind just a little bit, but nonetheless, it's one of my favorite customers. Anyway, Wednesday was more of a me day, and I'm actually just really happy because I have time to myself again. I don't have to feel like I'm all over the place. So I was able to go and get a manicure and a pedicure done. Or actually, I didn't get a manicure and a pedicure. I did get a pedicure, but I actually got a... What is this she did on my nails? Oh my God, I forgot. Polygel. I never experienced polygel, so she doesn't do acrylics. So I did get what nails I did have left on removed, and then we went in with a new polygel set, and I'm actually enjoying it. We'll see how long they last and if I'll continue to do polygel, but I'm really used to acrylics, so it was a nice change. Once I left there, I had to, again, for the second time this week, head over to the nail supply store. So this supply store is called The Studio, and I haven't been here in like over a year, but I did need to get some Young Nails monomer because I do use Young Nail System, and I realized I was out of monomer, so just went and grabbed a small bottle of that. Thursday, back on my fitness journey, and here is me at the gym. I started at this new Crunch Fitness, went over to the suite. I did not record that nail service. I also decided I was going to do some juicing for the week, so I went over to this little neighborhood market where I get produce pretty cheap and did my juicing. Now, Friday, we're back at the gym. I am working with a trainer, so here is me just doing a little bit of squats. He's trying to assess my movements. So once I left there, I went home, got dressed, and headed to get my hair done. And I ran some more errands. I just bought a Ninja Crispy, so I went to Macy's to pick that up. And then I also headed over to Target, so that's just her bringing out my box. That box was actually pretty heavy. I was not expecting that thing to be as heavy as it was. Last errand of the day, ran into Target, needed to get some stuff for the house. And then Saturday, there's my husband. We're on the way to pick up my mom because we were going to the fair. And the fair is something that happens like once a year. So if you're from South Florida or even from Miami-Dade County, you have been to the fair. We go to the fair, and it is rides, it's foods, it's exhibits. I always love going in the exhibition hall, love going to see the animals. When I was a kid, I was in the 4-H club with my local park, so I love seeing like the projects that the students do. Here you guys can see like all the food, and just huge. We walked around for, I want to say maybe about 2 hours. It's just a big circle. So this exhibition that they had was actually pretty cool, because the theme this year was Wild About the Fair. So they had this whole exhibit with these like animals, and this was actually really cool, and I was excited for my nephew to see the different animals. So they did a really, really, really good job with this. Again, these are some of the projects from students. They submit their projects for the exhibit. The exhibition hall is huge. We also went and saw the animals. There was some hens and some cows, if I'm not mistaken, rabbits. I love looking at the rabbits. More food. We were just trying to decide if we were going to get something to eat. So we ended up getting a turkey leg. And then we met up with my brother. There's my nephew, just looking at all the people and all the lights. And it got a little chilly outside, so they bought him an airbrush sweatshirt that he just had a fit he did not want to put on. But he was so cute. We went and we saw the pigs race. The pig race is always pretty fun, actually. So there's some of the pig race there. And right before we left, just played a little game of basketball, see if I could win something, and I didn't. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.